Save the Graves is a nonprofit. We do cemetery restoration largely. But we're all about making these places whole again. And I gotta turn this off, the volume's gotta be turned down back there. And this place actually has people looking out for it. So it's the exception. There's a lot of public cemeteries that are either owned and operated by the city or the county, and they have much larger struggles. They're also much larger cemeteries. And we'll drive through the biggest one today without stopping, because it's not lesser known. But we will also visit some of the other ones. Two actually, they're city operated. So we do tours like this just to raise awareness of these places, because over the years, awareness of our cemeteries sort of slipped away. And now there's a new generation of people like me, baby boomers, that got to a certain age where we never cared about history or any of this stuff, and then all of a sudden it was all we cared about. And so, by the way, we are called tephophiles. Tephrophile is somebody with a peculiar fascination for old cemeteries. So the actual word. We do this tour. We've got other tours, more far-flung tours, North County, South County. This county's got 120 cemeteries. A lot of them are small little things on ranch property or something. But a number of them are, former gold camps and stuff, and they're really historic and really interesting. Some are quite difficult to get to, and I like those. I especially like those. We also do a lot of volunteer work parties. So we connected with these El Dorado Hills youth service groups. There's these big groups that help these kids get their service credit at high school and junior high, or middle school it's called there. And so, we can turn out sometimes 30 or 40 kids, each one with a parent, into a cemetery to do work when we can come up with kid-suitable projects. And the one that has hit the sweet spot that they really enjoy is headstone cleaning. The lichen that you see on old headstones, especially the marble ones, is very damaging, and it can be easily removed. You have to kind of not be harsh with them, but you have to use special biological chemicals, or Dove dish soap in Mary's case. Either way, it's a good family project, and they come out, do it for a couple hours, on a summer Saturday morning, and everybody, and I force feed them history the whole time, which the parents love, and the kids actually don't seem to mind that much. So those kid work parties that are typically in larger cemeteries are open to the public. So those are available too. If you want to learn how to clean headstones, you can. It's not hard. This year, for the first time, actually somewhat at the behest of Mary, and I'll introduce her in a moment, we are going to be holding a couple of headstone repair clinics. We have a lot of broken headstones. A lot of the restoration work that we've done has been repairing broken headstones where the pieces, and this is what motivated. In 2017, I was walking around Placerville Union Cemetery and looking at all these headstone pieces laying on the ground, so light, you could just, they're like lighter. You could just pick them up and carry them away, and that was happening. People were stealing the tops of the headstones where like the name and dates are.
Wow.
And so that's not good, and they can be fixed. There's special epoxies for this. It's not cheap or easy, but if you watch 5 YouTube videos and practice a lot, which is what this one veteran from Sacramento did. His name is Brian. He'll get mentioned a couple times today. Self-taught himself this and convinced the county to let him do this in county cemeteries, and he's done a lot of great work. When we trained some other folks, including some of the congregation here, on how to do this work, because it's not that hard, it's just specific. And you want to do it right, because we'll see out here even, there's a lot of headstone repairs that have failed. You can't just put glue between the pieces and stick them together and hope for the best. It's not that simple. It actually is that simple. It's just special glue and special procedures. And a lot of times stuff has to sit for a while before you can do the next step. So it's not always a one and done operation. Also, we reset headstones, leaning headstones. In the middle of the night, the tweakers see something like that, they kick it over. So straighten them up. A lot of our work for the last couple of years is focused on veterans because they gave us a grant. And they've given about half of that money back. But we have been straightening, fixing, cleaning veterans' headstones. And then also at Placerville Union, the county's largest cemetery, we were able to identify a couple of dozen veterans in unmarked graves. I've come to call these ghost veterans. Because we thought we could fairly easily get a headstone from the VA for these guys, and boy, were we wrong. There's no records, there's no DD-214s, which is the disinterment record. There's nothing, and so it's been a real struggle. We finally found all the volunteer genealogists, researchers that we've got, and there's some killers, came up empty. Finally found this one lady that has worked in the cemetery industry for her whole life, also a genealogist, and she took a different approach. She just inundated the VA with evidence of these people's service, despite the fact that she did not have the exact form they want, which is the DD-214. You cannot get a DD-214 if you are not a direct descendant. I mean, cousins don't count. You have to be a son or grandson. So, hey Liz. So that's what we've been doing a lot of. Like I say, it took us a while to figure out how to do all this. Everything took way longer than we thought. So we had to give half of the money back to the veterans groups that gave us a little grant to do this work. So instead of paying to get all those installed, we started doing them with volunteers. Save the Graves formed in 2019. We were a fiscal sponsee of the Arts Council, and then later on, Imagination Theater. From the beginning, we've been supported by generous funding from the Latrobe Fund. We got a grant last year from the Latrobe Fund to replace and update all that material with actual stainless steel signage and real metal stands and stuff. El Dorado Cemetery is a beautiful place, right up the hill from Poor Red, across the road and up the hill from Poor Reds. If you haven't been there, check it out. It's not on today's tour, but it's a big cemetery, and it's got lots of history, and it's got sections, and it's got rows. But there's never been any map or any marker of any kind on the ground to tell you where the sections and rows are. So as of tomorrow noon, you'll be able to find sections and rows in that cemetery. The old headstones, one of the reasons we clean them is you can't read them. The crud is so thick that it covers up the lettering, and after a while it actually eats the lettering. I'm real big on putting a sign right there that tells you what it is. So that's a prime example. They've got a wonderful sign right in front of here that lays out the history of this place in 3 sentences, much more concisely than I did. Because that's how we make the connections. I mean, the quality of community is about connections. Connections to place, connections to history, connections to each other. And that's what Save the Graves is all about. We're trying to build connections to the past using the cemeteries as the vehicle. Liz is tired of reading this in the preamble to every grant I write, but I'm a firm believer, and the signs are a big part of that. So we'll be placing another 24 interpretive signs in all different cemeteries over the course of the summer, and also signs at the entrances. People, you drive by Diamond Spring Cemetery on Highway 49, you don't even know it's there. Okay, you're going to know it's there. I want to raise awareness of these places, and these people are interested, and you can visit these places.